Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Second Cup of Coffee. It's Pastor Tom with you. We are on week 2 of our series, Begin Again. We're talking about Israel, also known as Jacob, and he is on his journey from the Promised Land to Goshen to see his son Joseph, who he thought was dead. He took a pit stop in Beersheba, and he is hearing God begin to speak to him in what they call in the Bible the night seasons. And we talked about last week about how he started the journey with all that he had. And maybe you came to the end of 2022 and you're like, I gave all I had. God, I don't have any more. And I'm not where you said I was going to be or where I feel like I need to be. And what I hear God saying in that is begin again. That's why we entitled this way. When you're in these night seasons, and it can be a season of rest, and we talked about last week the rules of this siesta. I got to stay in worship, I have to stay in prayer, and I have to keep my hearing, because He wants to speak to you. And God called out to Jacob, and in the night season, Jacob responds, "Here I am," and He begins to speak to him. He said, "Don't be afraid to go to Egypt." See, you have to understand, for Jacob, this is a little bit different. Israel, it's a different journey for him, because he understands this journey, not that he had been to Egypt, but that he had been from his home to going to a place, which was his uncle's house, to living under oppression until God delivered him. Now, God increased him in that place, but there was a lot of nefarious activity, a lot of duplicity, a lot of things that went against him by his wife's dad, or his wife's dad. So even though the destination was different, I think there was enough prophetic, if I could say, in Israel to know, I don't know that I want to be a stranger in a land when I'm already in the promise. And I feel like God would tell you, look, you've got to trust the provision I'm putting in front of you, and you have to trust the word I'm giving you. I'm going to take you there, and I'm going to bring you back. Why is that important? We get confused sometimes between the provision and the promise. On our way to a promise, which may be afar off, there are pockets where we need provision. Not just because we need things, but with him, with Israel, you're not just going to get something, you're going to give something. You're going to see this. I don't have the time to go there, but this night vision, God begins to speak to him about the whole of what's going to happen, but he does not tell him, don't go to Egypt. He says, go down to Egypt and I will be with you. So if he's asking you to begin again, take this into your heart. I may not be moving to the promise the way I thought, but I'll trust God, even if it's just moving to a provision, that if he's going with me, it's a good place to go, and be willing to begin again. You may have poured it all out in 2022, but there's a great grace for you in 2023. To begin again. And we're going to talk next week about why that is important and what you can expect God to do through your life once you reach Egypt and once you reach Goshen. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. If this meant something to you, please share it. Find them YouTube, Facebook, on our app. We love you. God bless you, and we'll talk to you soon.